Wolfenstein The Old Blood is in many ways a throwback to earlier Wolfenstein games. That is, it's light in story and high in action. In marked contrast to the New Order, you're not going to spend a lot of time getting to know characters and pondering the deeper meaning of war. You'll barely have time to catch your breath as one action-packed sequence follows the next. Thousands of Nazi soldiers are lined up eager for the chance to get shot. The retro style is fitting as the game is set back in the 40s as a prequel to the New Order. A simpler time when not only the TVs were black and white, when men were men, boys were boys, and Nazis were thinly drawn stereotypes.
Are dying out there on the beaches and the fields. It's pathetic, like pulling the wings off an insect.
Keep your eyes open for Easter eggs from other Bethesda games hidden throughout the levels. If you know what you're looking for, you can find items from Quake, Fallout and Skyrim. The gunplay is just as strong in the Old Blood as it was in the New Order. In fact, I would go as far as saying it's almost identical, right down to the available weapons and the ability to wield them two-handed. However, as there's no need to mess with a winning formula, this is actually a strength. The weapons look and sound great, and wiping out the Nazis with them is a pleasure. The levels see you attempting to escape a prison, shooting up an archaeological dig and wandering around a dock, among others. They all look great and the variety is well judged. I especially enjoyed the cable car section and the shootout in the tavern.
I shut down the power. Need to get it back up again.
A challenge mode has been included which allows you to go back and replay certain sections to try and achieve a high score, ranked using gold, silver and bronze medals. After playing a level, you're given a detailed breakdown of how you did. This provides some much needed longevity to make up for the relatively short main story. Right at the start of the game, you're forced into a stealth-style mission where you have to sneak up on super soldiers and turn their power supplies off. This is definitely not a taste of what's to come and would have been much better placed in the middle of the game as a change of pace. I found it to be an unnecessary drag on the speed of the game, just as it was beginning to gather some momentum. There's barely any time spent developing the characters that you interact with during the game. The lack of emotional involvement left me feeling indifferent when they inevitably met a gruesome end. At one point you have to choose which path to take, with each saving a different character. I just took the path I liked the look of without a second thought given to the consequences. The game consists of two separate parts, each approximately 2 to 2.5 hours long, depending on how often you die and how much time you spend wandering around completely lost, both of which I am guilty of. Each part feels like a DLC which could easily be made available as an add-on to the New Order. It doesn't really feel like a fully fledged game. I found myself on several occasions wandering around a section where I had already killed all the Nazis, attempting to work out where to go next. Look, I may just be a little slow, so you may not experience this issue, but I find these situations extremely boring and frustrating. In a game of this type, the next step should be plainly marked out for the player. Thank you YouTube for being there to help me out. In contrast to the New Order, where the length of the levels was perfectly judged, there were a couple of sections where just when I was becoming bored with the level and I thought it was over, I had to fight through another wave of enemies. This is most notable on Paderborn Bridge, where you have to fight an extremely annoying Panzer Hunt. It felt like the developer was using this technique to artificially lengthen what would otherwise have been an unacceptably short game. If you enjoyed the New Order, you'll enjoy this. If you enjoyed Doom or Doom Eternal, you'll also enjoy this. In fact, if you enjoy any fast-paced first-person shooter, you'll enjoy this. It's a superb example of the genre which knows exactly what it wants to achieve and does it very well. On the other hand, if you enjoy engrossing, well-told stories, you're going to be disappointed. I knew what to expect when I started this and really enjoyed the experience from beginning to end. Unusually for me, when I finished, I wanted to play more, so I was happy the challenge mode had been included, providing some extra longevity. I would give Wolfenstein The Old Blood 7 out of 10. It's great at what it does, but it's too short and lacking the extra depth of the New Order. I would still recommend playing it, but don't pay any more than you would for 2 pieces of DLC. So pay $20 max, and if you save for less than $10, get it. It's not a purchase you'll regret as long as you understand that it's a straightforward shooter. Just park your brain at the door and grab your guns. If you'd like to check it out before you buy, take a look at the full playthrough video available on my channel.